Hello, fellow freelancers. Would you like to get new clients? Would you like to find a way to get new clients? Would you like to find a way that's fully automated for getting new clients? Well, then this is probably a good video for you. And this is the method that I use myself. It's one of the methods I use myself for getting new clients. And so I wanted to go through it quickly with you. Now, this method, for the most part, is going to be free. I think there's one website that you have to pay for, but otherwise it can be free, although you can decide to pay for it. Like GetProspect, you can decide to pay for it if you want. I won't go through too much detail because I want to go through the whole process and show you what I do exactly. So, for example, I won't tell you how to get signed up for GetProspect, but once again, it's free. You just need to do the whole sign-up process. And if you sign in for free and get the current plan, as you can see, is free that I'm on, and I get 50 email credits and 100 email verifications. So this means that I can get at least 50 email addresses for contacts, which is more than enough to get started. So let's do that and let's get started. If you go to getprospect.com, sign in, then here you can click on search. And then what I like to do is under industry, I will type in translation. And here we have business service, translation, and localization. And this will give you a list of people, which then you can whittle down in various different ways. So let's say, for example, that you are a German to English translator. Well, then chances are that most of the clients, whether they be agencies or whatever, that need your German to English translation services are probably in a German or English speaking country. I mean, I'll assume, maybe not. But if since here you're getting about a total of 11,000 plus new email addresses, and you do want to whittle it down. And there are various different ways you can do that. One way that I like to do is, first of all, with the industry and whatever you're targeting. And then in terms of location, I prefer to put headquarters, because location can mean many different things with branches and whatnot. So let's put United States and maybe Germany. I'm just keeping it simple for this example. So let's say we have just Germany and the United States. Now you have all these names from all these companies. And again, these are translation companies. So if I want to contact them, what do? Well, I click on Save All Leads. Now, I won't be able to save all of these leads. I can only save 50 of them, as you saw. Now, by the way, you can verify the email addresses first if you wish. I won't go through all that because, like I said, I want to keep this brief and to the point. So put maximum leads to save 50. Destination list, I'll just create a new destination list. Call it example list. And then what I like to do here is I like to say one lead for each company. Now this will depend on you. Maybe you don't mind contacting many different people in a company. In fact, if you're a translator and you're contacting agencies, you probably don't care. So I'll just say maximum, 2 people per company. And then save existing lead, save existing search. But here all you need to do is save. So then whenever it's ready, you can click on lists here, and then you'll get the example list. You get whatever list you loaded, and then you can go here and click on export and CSV, whatever, include all properties, why not? Confirm, and then it'll export it, which means it downloads it for you. And that's when it becomes interesting. So that brings me to Quickmail. And as you can see, I use it off and on. I do think they have a free trial, but I won't get into that right now. I'm in the basic plan. But let's go and look at what the next steps are. So that brings me to Quickmail. Quickmail, I am paying for it. I think there is a free trial. I won't get into that. Feel free to do your own homework for that if you want. There are other programs aside from Quickmail. I know there's Snovio and other ones anyway. But you can research it, and they all pretty much do the same thing, and I'll show you what they do exactly. So Quickmail is not the most intuitive of places, but what you do at the beginning is you create a new bucket. Here I'm going to call the bucket example bucket. and just create the bucket. I won't bother going through all that stuff. And then I click on prospects, and I say I want to import prospects. So now I'm going to import from the CSV file. So let's load the file I just downloaded from GetProspect. And here it takes the top of the columns and it says email will be the email, first name, last name, company name, yeah. I won't use too many in the emails and you'll see what I mean exactly. And then let's go down. What you have to do is you have to associate it with a bucket. By the way, the bucket thing confuses me too. In fact, I contacted them about it, but I couldn't really understand why you need buckets first. It's like another filter or something anyway. And then import these 50 prospects. So what this does is it imports the prospects into Quickmail. There's one more step you want to do to make this actually work, and that's create a new campaign. It's only for me. I'll call it example campaign. Create a campaign. And here we're going to add a first step. First step is an email. Subject, well, this will be your cold email. And so you can write something like Italian to English, say financial translator, or write something catchy, whatever you wish to do. And here you have to write your cover letter. So we're going on to the next cool part. And for this, I'm going to use ChatGPT. Once again, this is free. I'll assume you signed in. So here I will write a cover letter based on this resume. And now I will open my resume, select it all, copy, and then I'll just paste it here and enter. Now, what's great is all of this is written out for you. And I know at the beginning I said it's fully automated. What I mean is, that a lot of it gets automated this way, but also once you set it, you can sort of forget it. And depending on how many prospects you get from GetProspect, now you have your introductory email address, or email, I should say, which is basically your introductory cover letter that you send to all the agencies. And you can send it through. So here I'm going to copy this and paste it here. What I can do is, instead of Dear Hiring Manager, I can put an attribute there. So an attribute will be something like first name, space, maybe last name. And here it looks like I need to add some stuff. Obviously, I would recommend reading through it just to be sure, but I won't do it in this example. And the preview is what people see before they open the email. Sometimes you can see a couple lines. It's usually the beginning, but you can pick, I can say, as translator manager, blah, blah, blah. Just put that, and so that'll show up in the preview, depending how much they can see before they open the email. And then I can just say create step. So what does this mean, create step? Well, this means that once I set this campaign going, it'll send emails to that bucket, and I connect it to that bucket of the email addresses that I got, and it'll send all of them this email. Now I can set a schedule for when I want to send it. As you can see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever. I can select the time of day depending on the time zone. Also, how many prospects to get started on the campaign and which buckets to take the prospects from. And then under settings, you can put a maximum of number of emails per day, like say it's 20 emails per day. Then even if you end up sending it to all 50 people, it'll send 20 the first day, 20 the second day, and 10 the last day. But here's what's interesting. Later on, you can decide to add a follow-up. And you can wait 3 business days. You can wait, 2 weeks. You can do 15 business days or whatever you want. and set a follow-up email. Now, this is your judgment. I highly recommend not bombarding them with a bunch of emails saying, hire me, hire me, hire me. You can try to do, and this works better with end clients, maybe trying sending stuff to them that would be useful to them. And if you can help them out and be useful to them, that's always better than just sending a bunch of sales emails that basically end up being sent to the spam folder. And by the way, if you have too many of these emails sent to the spam folder, your email address will be associated with spam. And so you kind of want to avoid that. So always keep that in mind when you're using any one of these services, any one of these websites. There, I'm going to confirm. Otherwise, this is a pretty handy thing. And so this will allow you to send 50 emails to 50 different agencies or whatever you want in whatever industries, if you're contacting end clients or something like that. And you can set it up. And obviously, then if you pay for GetProspect, you can send a lot more than 50. And another thing I should point out is that with ChatGPT, you can change these around. So say I like this cover letter, but I want to now make the cover letter for a financial translation job. And I've sort of discussed this a bit before in previous YouTube videos where I was experimenting around with ChatGPT. But you can do all sorts of things like this. Obviously, I would take out company name, but this will be for a specific job and not a general cover letter. I can make it for a financial translation company. I can make it for a company in Germany. It'll probably change it accordingly depending on whether I have any experience in Germany or not. And so suffice it to say that you can build off previous responses here on ChatGPT, and you can keep honing it, refining it as you wish. So I think these are some pretty cool tools that, let's face it, they weren't around a few years back, but now they do exist and you can use them to make your life a lot easier. And I think if you do use them, you will be ahead of the curve. And so why not try to do that when trying to get your clients? If you're a freelancer, an entrepreneur, and you want to target clients, I think these are some excellent tools. Once again, they're GetProspect, Quickmail, and ChatGPT. And I should specify, I have nothing to do with any of these companies. I get no benefit from mentioning them. But since I use them, I thought I would share the fact that I do use them. Another thing I should mention absolutely, in case it wasn't obvious, is that you need to adhere to local privacy laws. You need to follow local privacy laws and regulations, whether it's GDPR or anything else. And so just keep that in mind when you're contacting people. If you are sending a bunch of emails, you should have an unsubscribe option. And ideally, that's why I said it works best for end clients, because they can agree or not agree and they find it useful. But if you're just using it to spam people, then obviously, like I mentioned, you will be branded a spammer, and then your general email address that you use for this will be branded as a spam email address, and that could affect you just for general emails that you're sending out. And it's happened to people I know that every time they email me, it goes into the spam folder because they've used their email address for spammy stuff, and so that's what happens to them. And you don't want that to happen to you. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. And if you found this useful, don't forget to click like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Otherwise, I'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye. Savedum.